Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. Today is a very special episode. It's the last day of the week, so we have two special guests. Firstly, Arina Kaiser, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again, Jay.
Yes, and we have Mike Kenner. But
Hello.
more importantly, we have Charlie.
Hello everyone. This is Charlie.
This is Charlie, Mike's dog.
This is how desperate we are for more subscribers.
Right.
Charlie has come on.
Look at that dog's face. I want you to look at that dog's face.
Let's get him up here.
Okay? This is what we do. For all the people who watch our video and are still not subscribed, Charlie has a message for you. Please subscribe to us. That was Charlie. You've heard it here first. All right, let's get right into it. We've got a lot of comments from all of our shows. This is the segment where we reply to your questions and comments written on Thaiger Talk, on our forum, on the website, YouTube, on all of our shows, and Facebook. Now, starting off the comments for today is Topu Rahman, who says, "This program is becoming boring. Time in each comment needs to be shorter." Okay, Topu, thank you. Pad Grapal says, "Based on many comments here, it appears that many long-term expats are only in Thailand because they cannot afford to live the life they want in their own country." I think a lot of people can agree with this. Pat Grapal, personally, yes, I love being in this country because I have a better life here, I have better work here, and therefore me and my family decide to live in Thailand rather than our own country. How about you guys?
Well, it's my home, so.
Right. How about you, Mike? Do you enjoy your life in Thailand?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't enjoy this type of life in Thailand. So, yeah, I think life in Thailand for me is, you know, I woke up, I was in the UK, I was in investment banking, I turned around, it was like Thunderbirds, it was like, and I had a panic attack. True story, true story. And I decided I'm getting out of it and went to Thailand, and I haven't really looked back since, so I like it here.
I think Charlie agrees.
Yeah.
Right. Any comments, Arina?
Well, we actually have a comment from Stephen J.L. Austin. Jay, why do you feel you need to shout hello every time you start the program? You're blowing out our ears every time.
I'm sorry, Stephen. I will try to control my hellos. Mike.
Okay, so Dan in Thailand, cringeworthy video. Of course you are censoring comments. That's a huge lie, and I even have proof as I has made a screenshot of an entire thread. Someone made a flippant comment from the Tiger, and then Tim came on stating it wasn't him, and the whole thread got deleted. So many other comments have been deleted, and especially on a Fazbaz video, so people give advice for cheap alternatives, blah, 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 blah. I stopped watching this channel, it's gone downhill, but I noticed this cringeworthy Fazbaz guy back on the channel after he said he was leaving and not coming back on. Now the channel is even more cringeworthy. And then anyway, so down in Thailand, you know, you're using cringeworthy a lot, which you know, I can show you something really cringeworthy with Charlie, but you know, we're not going to steep that low. But down in Thailand, I mean, we're not really censoring comments. I mean, really, I mean, Fazwaz is a separate company, and if you're putting other companies on their videos, of course you're going to delete them. I mean, they're not going to be like, yeah, go to our competitors. But for Thaiger, we don't censor comments. Otherwise, we'd be removing half of these comments. So there's no censorship going on, and I think send us the screenshots, we'll have a look at them, but I probably, you know, I'm not deleting them, so.
Right, someone has a lot of time on their hands. Another comment here from Robert talking about mandatory vaccine that we got from another commenter from yesterday's episode. By the way, if you haven't watched yesterday's episode, you can watch it right here. Robert says, "No point in addressing it because it's not there yet." He's talking about people being forced to have mandatory vaccine. We said that let's not talk about it because it's not mandatory yet. He says, "Well, once it's there, it'll be too late, don't you think?" Well, if it's not mandatory, we don't necessarily need to talk about it. If it is mandatory, all we're going to say is it's mandatory. There's not much to talk about even if it is mandatory. Sometimes it's not good to dwell on things that haven't happened yet or possibly not going to happen. So that would be my only response to you, Robert.
Yeah.
I do have a question for Mike, you.
Yeah.
So Brian Robson says, "Hi Mike, have you and or Tim, who both claim to be long stay in Thailand, ever bothered to learn to speak Thai?"
Good question. I mean, I've tried. For me, it's a difficult language. Obviously, I'm not the smartest person in the world, as some of you might have worked that one out already. It's challenging, like really challenging. It's all the tonal differences. I can't even say Phuket right. Mind about going on and saying any other words. So, and for me, it's not amazing. I have a lot of Thai staff who actually want to learn English, which, is the real conflict there, because they want to learn English. So, a lot of my staff. So I'm spending my time speaking English. They want to learn. So we're benefiting their English skills. So I'm basically doing a public service.
Right. Mike, the public servant. I have a comment here from Ken who says, the idea of mixing vaccines is a poor medical choice. They are using poor people as unwilling guinea pigs. Thank you for the comment, Ken. That is obviously your opinion. However, I'd just like to say that they're not just using poor people. They're using everyone, basically. For example, Arena is one of them. Arena, you have no choice. You actually said in Good Morning Thailand today, you can check that episode out up here, that they will be mixing vaccines for you and you don't really have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, that it is what it is.
Right. And I think that's the general opinion of all the people in Thailand who are being forced or have no other choice than to get mixed vaccines. It's either get mixed vaccines or don't get anything at all.
Okay, so I'll switch on COVID. So TYVID is talking about actually the comparison with Vietnam and Thailand. So I just want to bring up this kind of comment. Good analysis, Mike, on both countries. I lived in Vietnam for a couple of years until English. Money was quite good compared to Thailand. The cost of living was very cheap, except decent rentals can be on the higher side, which I think is normal everywhere. I had a motorcycle. There were no issues about transport and getting around was easy, even the millions of bikes. Staying in Vietnam as a retiree is the #1 barrier for retired expats. This is basically only the 3-month tourist option with border runs, or marrying a local Vietnamese woman and getting a 5-year visa. If Vietnam had a retiree-friendly visas, then I'd most definitely consider going back there, perhaps eventually moving to a nice seaside town. It's more conservative than Thailand, and the dating scene is slower and more traditional. I was a victim of crime twice there in the many years I came there. And almost got robbed. I've been scammed in both Vietnam and Thailand. Like anyway, it's all about bad and good luck and having the wits about you. So I think that's a great comment. I think it's a real, interesting analysis to say that for someone who's actually lived in both countries, to actually say that actually what we were saying was relatively, a good analysis. And, we took a lot of information from online and comments and forums around this. So thank you so much for that good feedback. And that's really interesting. And yeah.
Yeah, good comment. A bit long. I think I've aged about 2 years. Arena.
We got a comment here from Tim Walker. The difference between Jay and Mike. Mike uses his mouth to talk. Jay also uses his mouth to talk, but his hands are making invisible balloon animals by the score. Jay, sit on your hands for 5 minutes. I'm sure you won't lose the ability to speak, though a few might hope I am wrong. What do you think about that, Jay?
Tim, I'm not going to lie, I think you are quite right. I don't know how to control these. I think I might just do an anchorman and just keep my hands here because I don't really know what to do with them. However, I will thank you for that comment and thank you for the advice. I will try to keep these bad boys under control.
Just quick question for Tim, if you're watching. I mean, so I use my mouth to talk and so does Jay. I'm just wondering how else really we can talk. So
I think he was just making a smart comment. Anyways,
okay,
thank you for the comment, Tim. Okay. Yeah. I've got a comment here from Mark United. Jay, you are picking up Aussie speak. Good on ya. Soon you'll be saying fair dinkum. Soon good arvo Thailand when you see Tim. And he asks, how was your week? Tell him it's been hard yakka. Well, thank you, Marco. When I do see Timbo, I will tell him it's been a hard yakka. Cool. Moving on. Any other comments, Arena?
Just one last one from Tobal.
Okay.
I'm very surprised that Tim hasn't posted a comment in these comments to get a rise out of you, to keep both of you on your toes.
Ooh, maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. He's a mystery man. Where is he? We don't know. Is he in the comments? Mike, what do you think?
Tim has definitely been trolling me. I know it was you, Tim. I know half of these people are you. No, I think, Tim hasn't had a holiday in a long time, so I think this is a great time for him to get some much needed sun. Hopefully he's going to come back with a tan.
Oh,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So UKD, Mike, this is advice and not abuse. Take a leaf out of Tim, the Maestro's book. He finds the comments as the worst part of the Thaiger and avoids the full-on argument. especially on the mental comments, whereas you seem to relish these comments to have a go back. Hence, constructive comments tend not to get to mention. As I said, this is my take. You can take it or leave it. And listen, I do appreciate. I think, listen, on this channel specifically, there are a lot of trolls, loads of trolls, and we want to kind of stop this trolling happening. So some of the best times to actually stop this is we've ignored them for a long time. I mean, the channel's been going for years, and they still just continue with their nonsense rhetoric. And to be honest, it's absolute nonsense. I mean, half stuff you talk about, I'm just like, like. So we do want to give, definitely favourable, airtime to good commenters. I mean, we just spoke about the Vietnam and Thailand analysis. So we're trying to do a mixture, but also, I mean, this is quite amusing when we take on some of the trollers at their own game, and want to keep it quite light-hearted. I mean, as we mentioned before, we've got Thailand News Day, which is a very serious news segment, GMT, which is more of a interesting debate conversation, and this is meant to be the most light-hearted one, where we just relax. You really get to find out who we are as people, as opposed to us talking about having to think on our feet about in-depth topics. So I appreciate the comment, and we will try and give some more favourable comments some airtime.
Right. And just after Mike has said that, I'm going to end with my last comment, which is a little bit of fun and nonsense and nothing of substance, but I enjoyed it. Here's a comment from DC who says, Jay versus Thai MP, Muay Thai, 12 rounds, 555. DC, the fact that you think I can even last to 12 rounds is fairly optimistic. I think we'd go for 3, but thank you for the vote of confidence. I hope you'll be cheering for me. I know Mike will.
So just to finish off, I've got 2 comments which are basically kind of related. So Les Brown, you said, leave that mic on there and you will lose hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He's not an easy person to warm to. I'm sure his parents love him, but they are in the minority. Now, Les Brown, my parents do love me, so you are definitely correct. But where you are very incorrect, if you count the number of subscribers we have, it's 90,000. So it's very difficult to lose hundreds of thousands of subscribers when you've only got 90,000 to start with. So I would say, Les, great comment about letting me, reconfirm how much my parents love me, but you, my friend, need to learn how to do math. And just to move on to Rich S, who actually gives us a very positive comment around subscribers. He says, greetings Jay, Mike, and Jet, and Tim. Thanks for all your efforts cowboying up while you... I mean, some of these words, unfortunately, Rich, I'm not well aware to actually say them, but while your boss is out unknown, undisclosed occasion, I appreciate the banter, and Thaiger Bites are standing up to his occasionally cultural, basically morons. Right to the point, if you want to hit 100,000 subscribers, balance out the broadcast with the 3 Bs. Beer, bow, and B. Now, just for anyone's context, I mean, beer is actually a lady, not a drink. A week, and then you'll get the goal that you're trying to achieve. So, Rich, we actually read that comment last night, hence Arena we're bringing on, who's a beautiful young lady. So we're trying to balance it out now and have some more female opinions. And Charlie is also here to give us that kind of fourth dynamic. So we've got a very diverse panel right here. So, Rich, thank you for that. And I think that's all for me.
Right, and that's all, Arena?
Yep. That's all from me.
Right, and that's all from us here at Thaiger Bites and the Thaiger team. And like Mike said, we are trying to go for the 100,000 subscribers by the end of the weekend. Very optimistic. Will we reach it? Maybe, maybe not, but you can make it happen. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please leave a like and comment if you liked the video. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have a great weekend. From all of us here at the Thaiger office, goodbye.